Right now, Governor Edwards elaborates more on the state terminating its contract with Bell Helicopter just a few years after the company set up shop in Lafayette.
Plus, only on 10, I speak with two Raging Cajun alum who developed an app to help residents find the best deals for local restaurants.
And a powerful Category 4 hurricane is barreling towards Hawaii. We'll have a look at how residents and first responders are preparing for Hurricane Lane.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Passe Partout.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Passe Partout. It is a special edition of Passe Partout on this Friday as we get you set for a big KLFY Saints weekend. Saints and Chargers right here on Channel 10 tomorrow night.
That is right. Exciting day. We're decked out in black and gold. We've got a special co-anchor today.
We do. You saw he made an appearance there earlier. You were on the set, and he just decided to walk right up in there. And I said, okay, Troop, go ahead.
Lucky they're dog people. They're very nice about it.
Yeah.
We begin this morning with news breaking overnight in St. Mary Parish. A search is underway for a person who reportedly fell into the Charrington Drainage Canal in Baldwin. According to officials, the unidentified person fell into the canal off the railroad bridge you see here, located between highways 90 and 182. Crews from the Franklin and Baldwin fire departments were first on scene around 9:43 Tuesday night. The search was handed over to the St. Mary Parish Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Coast Guard just after 1 a.m. We will continue to follow this breaking story and provide updates as new information becomes available.
It's breaking overnight. Police in Opelousas are investigating a shooting. Few details are available at this time, but we do know that officers responded to the scene in the 1600 block of Freelow Street, which is near an intersection with Hayward Street. Spokesperson Crystal LeBlanc says one person suffered a gunshot wound to the back and was taken to an area hospital. No suspect has been identified at this time, but we will continue to follow this developing story and have more information when it becomes available.
Thanks, Chris. Breaking overnight, several area fire departments were called to the scene of an apartment fire around 2:30 this morning. News 10's Laura Levine has been live on the scene all morning, and she has the latest. Laura?
Jeff, bundled up in blankets and a little shaken up, residents here in Ildecan had a very frightening morning. Check out this apartment building behind me. This is the one that was engulfed in flames. If you take a look at the roof, well, it's completely gone. There were actually residents inside the apartment building when this happened overnight. I spoke to one resident who says it was about 2:30 this morning when she happened to wake up and see all the smoke, step outside and notice that the entire building was engulfed in flames. Here's Casey Ambrose.
We were all sleeping a normal night, and my husband, he woke up because my baby had wanted her bottle, and he seen the smoke, and when he seen the smoke, he was like, Casey, I'm gonna go get Destiny and Brianni up, get the baby. So I stayed in the room because I didn't want to go into open flames. Well, I hurried up and grabbed her, and I seen it was clear. And when I was coming down the stairs, we got everybody. The cops kicked in the door, and they got us all out. It was engulfed in flames. And it's cold. We have no shoes, no nothing. Everything is inside of there. I mean, it's Christmas time. I mean, it's horrible.
And Megan, Jeff, several crews were out here this morning responding to the fire across Lafayette Parish, and it seems like they have everything under control at this moment. They've kind of packed up the majority of their items and are kind of still just assessing the area. I did speak to Chief Chad Saunier, who says no injuries were reported at this time. We still don't know what caused this fire. Live in Lafayette, Laura Levine, KLFY News 10.
Thanks so much, Chris. New on Passe Partout, Texas-based Bell Helicopters is shutting down its facility at the Lafayette Regional Airport after Louisiana Economic Development terminated their contract with the company. Officials say employees were notified on Monday and Tuesday. Now, News 10's Jennifer Jones has been following this story for weeks and filed this report. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin says the contract to replace 10,000 voting machines has been awarded. He says Dominion Voting Systems will handle the work. That's despite criticism of the company because it's located out of state. News 10's Renee Allen has the story.
The Secretary of State says all the companies that responded to the proposal were based out of state. He says the plan is to replace all voting machines with upgraded equipment.
In other news around Acadiana, St. Landry Parish wants to create more space for juvenile detention inmates. One possible location is the old St. Luke's Hospital in the 200 block of Guidreau Street. in Arnaville. Sheriff Bobby Guidroz says the parish deals with about 20 to 25 inmates a month now. He says those numbers will increase in February when 17-year-olds will be considered juveniles under a new state law. Guidroz says housing juveniles at the old hospital could help with overcrowding issues at the parish jail.
Costing parish government, and I'm thinking of what it's costing parish government. So I'm trying to work with parish government now to ease their burden, and at the same time, it's going to help me with the overcrowding in the jail.
The St. Luke's Hospital has been closed since 1990. Lafayette is a hotbed for restaurants and bars. All locals know that. So where can you find the best deals? Well, several UL graduates had the same questions and decided to take it upon themselves to find the answers. They developed a new app to get that information out to the masses. I sat down with them in a story you'll only see on 10. Recent UL graduates Thomas Trahan and Gerald Huffman were like every other college student, short on money and looking for a good place each night to grab a bite to eat and a drink. After failing to find a website or app to help guide them to those hot spots, they decided to create their own. Well, new this morning on Passe Partout, Church Point Police Chief Albert Venable signed off for the final time on New Year's Day. Now, this video sent to KLFY shows the chief sitting in his office making the final call. He announced his retirement last year. Now, Venable has been the chief of police in Church Point for the past 28 years, and prior to his career in law enforcement, he was the manager at Bruce's 5 and 10 cent store and a graduate of Sunset High School. In the November elections, residents elected Dale Thibodeau as their new chief of police. Now, he was sworn in on December 20th. During his final call, Chief Venable left these parting words to his officers.
To the men and women I have worked with, to those here, and to those that have passed, I owe you a debt of gratitude for assisting me during my tenure. To our newly elected Chief of Police, Dale Thibodeau, I want to wish him the best as he starts his new endeavor. May the hand of God guide you, serve and protect you.
And a lead role in an award-nominated movie out in theaters today is played by an actress from right here in Lafayette. Camille James Harmon grew up in Lafayette and graduated from St. Thomas More Catholic High, USL, and UNO. Her acting career began at Lafayette Community Theater in 1987. She can now be seen in the feature film Vice, directed by Adam McKay, starring Christian Bale as Dick Cheney. Her role is Marilyn Madeline.
What was really exciting was the way Adam McKay works. He throws lines at you and he switches it up and he does it different ways. So I was really glad I had my training and my nerves, because all of a sudden I'm in the room with Christian Bale, Steve Carell, all these amazing actors, and I have to play.
The film is currently playing in theaters. It is nominated for multiple awards, including 6 Golden Globes. Well, Jim Olivier's Home Improvement has installed many windows for widows over the past few years through an annual contest.
That's right, Megan. News 10's Laura Levine is in studio with details on how this year's recipient stood out among the community. Laura?
Megan, Jeff, well, Jeannie Highjazen is described as a woman of great strength. She lost her husband, brother, and son over the past few years and still keeps pushing day by day. Someone wrote a letter about Jeannie's will to give back to others, and she was selected as this year's Windows for Widows recipient. Now, the owner of Jim Olivier's, Anna Olivier, is a widow herself who created this contest 7 years ago. She found a need to give back to widows, orphans, and even strangers. She says their new windows are energy efficient, which helps reduce the cost of bills and update the look of a home. Now, Highjazen's home is 60 years old and is in need of a little work. She describes what keeps her motivated day by day.
Like, I can go outside and be working in my yard, and I want to scream because I'm like, where's my husband to help me when I have to do all this stuff? And then, but I always get pulled through, you know, so, but it just, to have family and friends, close people that love you, that helps so much.
Now, Ms. Jeannie's home has already been measured for her new windows. They will be completely installed by the end of the year. In studio, Laura Levine, KLFY News 10.
Wings and burgers. Smitty, go ahead, put them down, baby. We got a burger going on the grill. Smitty's Wings on Congress, Acadiana. Food and football this morning on Passe Partout. I'm Gerald Grunick. Much more with Smitty and 103.7 The Game's Alan Michael in a few minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Excited about this one. We want to know your top picks for 2018.
The gang's all here. Good to see you guys. I hope everybody's having a great New Year's Eve. So, look, when we decided, it was kind of like a group effort, right, in the newsroom a week ago. Like, who needs to get some love on the Acadiana Music Spotlight again? I wanted to feature some of the bands that I had no idea, I didn't know anything about them before I met them, and now that I met them, I'm a big fan. So we're going to start off with the Young Guns, man, the Gunslingers, Jeff, the good dudes. You ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
KLFY News 10 presents the Acadiana Local Music Spotlight with Gerald Brunig.
The gang is back together. We're here,
What's
ready.
up, guys?
Hi, Gerald.
I missed y'all, man.
I know. I haven't talked to you today on air.
I know, it's true. Good to see you, Jeff, Megan. The newest edition of Acadiana Eats at Landry's Cafe. Jeff says it looks like a good lunch spot. Well, that's all they're serving. The newest edition at Landry's Cafe. 3701 Cameron Street.
I started in 2003.
The home of Landry's Cafe.
All right, thanks so much, Gerald. Well, Halloween is the perfect time to be creative and creepy. And this includes costumes, candy, and of course, haunted houses.
News 10's Lola Bean is live from the Nightmare on Rena Drive, where it's almost impossible to drive by this home without taking a second look.
Megan, Jeff, good morning and happy Halloween. And it wouldn't be Halloween without all of the decorations. Now, no, I'm not at a haunted house. I'm just at a house on Rena Drive that's decorated to the max for Halloween. Now, each and every year, these Lafayette residents, they go above and beyond for this holiday. And I actually have them join with me this morning. They've been here with us all morning on Passe Partout. How you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
Awesome.
So, a Nightmare on Rena Drive.
Rena Drive.
Tell me a little bit about how this all came about.
We just started the Facebook page just this year because, you know, we have so many children and so many families come by every year and taking pictures, and we take pictures, and we wanted to figure out how can we get pictures to them. So we started a Facebook page thinking, okay, for Halloween, they'll be able to go onto our Facebook page. Not even thinking it was going to take off like it has. I mean, the people that have liked our page and shared us and have just commented and come by. I mean, we heard that people from Baton Rouge were coming by to take pictures of our house.
Well, we've been talking about it all morning. The New Orleans Saints are on the road this weekend for their third preseason game against the Chargers. And the game is playing Saturday right here on KLFY.
That's right, Megan. To get us ready for the game, News 10's Gerald Grunig is in the kitchen at Smitty's Wings. And of course, they're cooking up a football favorite and breaking down the game with 103.7 The Game's Alan Michael. Guys?
I'm seeing some Raging Cajun, and what are we tossing up here, Smitty?
In the house rub homemade recipe.
House rub and some Raging Cajun wings. Acadiana, we are live at Smitty's Wings. Smitty's, turn to that camera. We got to see your beautiful face. Wait, what's going off? I hear a beeping noise. Are we good?
Timer? Yeah,
Okay. We're good. So let's talk real quick, Smitty. Wings-wise, you guys do a Saints special.
Yes, we do a Saints special for the Saints games. We do a boneless wing special, 6 boneless strips of chicken for $3.90.
So football and food, especially wings, go hand in hand, brother.
Definitely.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, weekend Mardi Gras festivities kick off tonight right here in the Hub City with the Crew de Canaille.
They're calling it a parade without barricades and a Mardi Gras experience like no other.
News 10's Gerald Grunig joins us live from Warehouse 535, where he's been posted up all morning long. He has more on tonight's events. Gerald?
Well, good morning, everyone. We are live outside of Warehouse 535. We got a couple of sub-crews within the Crew de Canaille and Alpha. Dude, this is my favorite, man. Hey, buddy, so that way people can see you. Paul Q, what's up, man?
How's it going, man? Good morning.
Good morning. Look, there we go. John, you might have to drop that a little bit. So, Crew de Canaille, man. It's happening tonight.
It's happening tonight. We start at 7 p.m. Downtown Lafayette on Jefferson Street, and we'll be going down Jefferson Street.
All right, thanks so much, Chris. Joining me in Studio B is Jennifer Tadlock, Jonathan Thompson here to talk about Thrive's 365 Thrive Fest, and of course, my main man, Trooper Horchak as well. Guys, good to have you here this morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about Thrive Fest and what it's all about.
So Thrive Fest is an event that's going to be on September 15th. It's an exercise type event that is really to sponsor or really to generate funds for Thrive 365, which is a nutrition and wellness program for cancer survivors here in Acadiana.
Dr. Scott Hamilton from Lafayette General. We're talking about
Dog safety.
Dog safety, what to know when to get a dog. We got Milu with us.
This is my little poodle.
Very cute.
And you should illustrate the safety things about having a new pet. When you have kids and you want to get a dog, there's a couple rules to make it safe. At least once a week, we see a kid in the ER who's bitten in the face by a dog, and it's scary. They get infections in their bites, and there's other infections we worry about, like rabies, and they get disfiguring scars. So it's really important to be careful when you get a new dog, when you have kids, so everyone gets along and no one gets hurt and has to see me in the emergency department.
Fire chief, in what's called the EOC, which is the Emergency Alcohol Center. So I had a seat at the table right there, and I was dispatching directly to our guys.
If you can really quickly tell me just one thing that you took away from this journey. I know one of the stories that really touched me was with the nursing home.
Well, I just think that I think we have to do better at planning. You know, we can't take these storms lightly because not one is the same. They're all different, 100%. You can't say that, oh, it's a category 1, so I'm just going to stay, because this one sat for a very long time and dumped a lot of water. And I would just say, understand they're not the same. All these hurricanes are completely different. You never know what they're going to do. It's very unpredictable. So the best thing to do is just leave.
Well, thank you so much, Damian and Katiana. The Cajun Navy Relief actually has a second round of crews heading out to North Carolina to work on some of the relief efforts with the flooding. For now, we're in studio. Laura Levine, KLFY News 10.
Well, coming up on Passe Partout, history was made on Wall Street yesterday. We'll tell you what record was broken in the stock market in your CBS Money Watch report.
Later in the entertainment, The Big Bang Theory is reaching its conclusion. We'll tell you when the long-running CBS show will call it quits.
Looking nice today, low humidity, very comfortable this morning, a little cooler as well. Still hot, and then that humidity starts to return by Friday and over the weekend. Some rain chances mixing in there as well. Give us a few minutes. We're back with a full forecast here after the break.
Thanks, Chris. The nation is remembering late Senator John McCain today, and his body will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol to honor him properly.
That's right. Our Washington correspondent Drew Petchamo is live on Capitol Hill with more on what we can expect. Good morning, Drew.
Well, good morning. Capitol Police are expecting big crowds here to honor John McCain in a public viewing, but really much of the week here in Washington has been spent remembering his life. The words of adoration came from military brass.
A man who represented all the ideals America stands for.
Now, here's the live Doppler Storm Team, meteorologist Chris Kozart.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Passe Partout 545. Getting you set for the weekend on this Friday. Got a big Saints-Chargers game here on Channel 10 tomorrow night. High school football jamborees tonight, so everybody's in that football mode. Right. What's that weather going to be like?
The weather's trying to get into that football mode. You know, last night was pretty pleasant there across Cajun Field for the first night of the jamboree. Tonight will be a little bit more humid, but still looks pretty nice this evening. Let's take a look at the school day weather. Trooper enjoying the forecast there. Cheer up, Trooper. He looked a little sad in that picture there.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader. This is KLFY News 10 Morning Rush.
The time is now 6:56.
Let's get you caught up on today's top stories as you head out the door with the News 10 Morning Rush.
Officials with the Lafayette Regional Airport say red tape has held up the date of the groundbreaking of the new terminal. Once the FAA gives the okay, a 30-day bid is put out. Then it's go time to break ground.
Local attorney Pat McGee makes history after being appointed director of the Criminal Division of the Department of Justice. McGee is the first African-American to hold a position in the history of the department.
Good morning, I'm Caroline Marcello. Republic Waste Services faces over $27,000 worth of fines because of late pickup in February. They were also late with collections in March and will face additional charges when that invoice is submitted.
Hello, Acadiana, and good morning. I'm News 10's Dalford Jones in St. Landry Parish. Election Day is this Saturday, and there are two major proposals on the ballot. One would raise $7.5 million over 10 years. The next would generate just shy of $100 million over 2 decades, all to give school system staff a raise and improve the quality of facilities, but only if the voters agree to pay higher property taxes.
State lawmakers are looking into ways to make hazing that results in death a felony offense. A bill named in Max Gruber's memory could result up to a $10,000 fine and up to 5 years behind bars. The bill also changed to make universities liable and applies to student organizations as well.
The bill now heads to the House floor.
I'm Renee Allen. The Vermilion Parish School System prepares for an increase in students next school year. The plan is to hire additional staff, from certified classroom teachers to assistant principals and even a head janitor.
And the family of a Eunice infant is looking to dig the grave up to see if the child is still there by receiving a court ruling. This comes after the mother found out another body was buried on top of the grave.
Good morning, I'm Lester Dewey. 32-year-old Jordan Savoy has been arrested for knowingly violating Department of Environmental Quality water laws and violating false public records in some trailer parks throughout Lafayette Parish. In this particular case, Savoy was falsifying the sample results to show that sewage treatment was meeting its fecal coliform, when in fact they were not.
Acadiana Eats this week at Landry's Cafe on Cameron Street. Acadiana, KLFY.com. Under the Community tab is where you can find Acadiana Eats, and also Landry's Cafe, the full edition, will be airing tonight at 5 p.m. right here on KLFY News 2.
Chilly again this morning. You will want a jacket on. We'll see a lot of sunshine today. Cool for your lunch hour. Milder for the afternoon with a high today around 72 degrees, but pretty similar to what we enjoyed yesterday as well when it comes to your weather.
You loving the weather, Joe?
I am, guys. It's a beautiful thing, and almost Chris Cozart, you're just the best, man. Thank you so much.
I always put a smile on.
There's so much
Especially
love here.
my face.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Passe Partout this morning. Have a great day.